Happy Magic Monday, Collective Consciousness. This is Nicole Marie, your astrologer and transformation coach. And this is the moon forecast for April 8th to April 14th, 2019. I like to say welcome. Welcome to the new you, to the new energy of the year. We celebrated a new moon in Aries on Friday, which was really the beginning of the zodiac year, beginning of the lunar calendar. So it really felt like a huge shift of consciousness, of life changes, of relationships have moved forward. Wherever Aries was impacting your chart is where you had the most emphasis. So again, why do we work with the moon? The moon is our subconscious, and every moon embodies an archetype, and this archetype, such as Aries, is an aspect of ourself, of our own psychology. So it looks at how do we perceive life, because when we are being our childlike self, innocent fool of the Aries, or our victim, the one that feels like it doesn't belong, and all of these wounds from the past that have created our shadow archetypes. And last week was all about working with our shadow and working in chaos. Often we feel when we are in chaos and we are disconnected, it means that there's something in us that's making more room, that we're shedding, that we're trying to reimagine this new world, but it's not yet born. That's chaotic. You don't know, and you're trying to put all your energy into this knowing, into this one direction, but when you're seeing all these different possibilities, it can feel confusing. That's why stillness is the most important thing. And it's kind of hard to be still with all this Aries energy flowing around and directness. And there's, our psychology is affected by each of the collective archetypes. So this is why I really love bringing to the attention of the moon cycles, because it looks at what lens are you going to be perceiving life. How is it impacting your chart, your house, what it will influence, where most of your energy should apply. So we begin with Magic Monday, again with the Taurus moon, and we move that evening into Gemini moon until Wednesday. From Wednesday, we then have Cancer moon moving until Friday. And after Cancer moon, we'll dive into a Leo moon for a fabulous weekend of fun. So we already have a Taurus moon over the weekend, and Taurus really is ruled by Venus, so she's the goddess, she is the feminine, she is the one that wants to spend time with friends. Venus loves relationship, being in love, being surrounded by beauty, also the relationship with the self, but also our creative talent. So we'll just feel a lot more creative in general, even with just having conversations with friends, or going on these weekly walks, or this beautiful nature adventure. And it's just a different kind of productivity. It's the productivity of the soul, which often does not have a material form to prove that you've done all this amazing inner work. This is all on purpose because it allows you to deepen your process. So once you move out of that Taurus moon, you'll move into Gemini, and you'll be looking at both sides of the situation. Gemini is known as the evil twins. So the, really having a sensitive nervous system because it's ruled by Mercury. And what we mean by evil twins, it just means it has duality. So there's like this really innocent, fun, lighthearted self, and then there's this demanding, strict, stubborn self. It just means the polarities dance. But since you already did so much polarity work last week, you're going to have a deeper awareness. Now, Gemini, the archetype is really the researcher or the Hierophant. The Hierophant is someone that lives life by its own dictation, its own ability to say yes or no. It is the guru of your kingdom. And the opposite of that, so when Gemini is really in control and really governing from his mind and heart, there's a nice balance. But when it lurks in the shadow and becomes the devil, you feel suppressed, you feel like you're not able to speak your freedom or your truth, or you just are angry and grumpy and you don't know why. It means something is suppressed and the devil's in there lurking at and kind of filling your mind or your thoughts with negative energy. So it's like, you can't do that. So we literally just did this huge rebirth, and now we're going to again have to face those layered subconscious patterns that the collective experiences. So the collective understanding of feeling unlovable. I feel like anybody in their entire life must probably experience a moment where they felt very unloved, if not throughout your whole life. Many people strive for self-love and also for actually feeling love from others. So that's kind of what the devil does. It shows you the opposite, what actually is bothering you, what's something that you feel unloved. And once you start changing that pattern, you're like, that's the devil speaking. Hello, thank you to remind me that you're wrong and I am love. Let me prove it to you. So you change your actions, you change habits, you change how you relate to certain relationships. So it's just looking at which archetype is ruling your perspective, and it's easily detected by the thoughts that you think, the feelings that you feel, and you're looking at the reality in which you are living. It's like, what if you actually have this like loving, supporting family and you have a great job, but you feel like a lack of self-worth? There's something there in you that you just need to change your perspective. So it's about embodying the guru. So the next part of the week is Cancer Moon. And Cancer is all about the mother. But this is about setting really strong emotional boundaries. So often also Cancer holds karmic patterning. So like it really wants to hold on to the things that people have done to betray them, to wrong them. And these emotions come up, and they come up, to be released, and the other way of working them is looking at how do I not let that happen to myself again? So how can I make my energy stronger? How can I set emotional boundaries? So you already know what triggers you and not allowing people to trigger you. So this is like a really great time to strengthen your emotional body. You will feel more sensitive, so you're aware and you're compassionate and loving and giving, but you're also going to have to feel this fierceness like a mama bear. And then by the end of the week, for this Leo moon weekend, Leo moon is usually so much fun, just because it wants to be out in the sun and play and shine and give and share. But if the Leo moon is feeling weighed down with too much responsibility, not getting enough creativity in, he becomes grumpy and not want to play at all. So depending on which archetype you arrive at the weekend, just notice that, okay, I gave too much energy away. How do I fill myself back up so I feel more playful again? So I did the tarot card reading for the week, and the overall energy is Son of Cups. And this is a time where the young masculine aspect within ourselves is holding the feminine. So this is what I think kind of that Cancer moon energy is doing towards the end of the week, where we're really feeling held by our intentions, our goals, our ambitions, and we're just going to trust that it's all going to work out. The conflict, however, is reverse Daughter of Dis. So this is kind of feeling there's like this deep need to go on a vision quest. So again, I want to remind you, you are in a time of rebirth. You're brand new to this world. And I want you to start noticing what had to fall away last week in order for new possibilities to arrive at your doorstep or through your window. This is a time to really go deep into gratitude of what you have in your life. Right now you're wanting to get the vision very clear so you can move on. You have all this Aries energy, you're like go, 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 go. There's this urgency, and it is the first week of, the waning moon, and this is when we have the most energy out of the month, is right after a new moon. This is when we can just go full blast with our goals. So if the vision isn't clear, however, it may feel a bit confusing. And this is where you have to go deeper and go into soul time, where you go into stillness or doing the opposite. So instead of focusing on, I want to create this art piece, like, okay, what is it? Standing in front of the canvas, blank canvas nonetheless, with infinite possibilities of colors and brushes, and you just have no idea. Get up, go for a walk, go do the dishes, listen to music, dance, shake, and then it arrives. You have to do something of the opposition. So often if you're worried about something at work, out in the 10th house, you go and work in the 4th house. So go home, or if you're working from home, just go clean something so you stop focusing so much on it and you give it back to spirit. That's ultimately what you're doing, is you're like, okay, surrender to what this has to be, and I move into a place of what it will become. So by the end of the week, there's 7 of Wands, and this is a time of really standing up for your heart's desires, your truth, and your inner conviction. Now we have the goddess Ixchel, medicine woman, to guide us this week. She says, you are a channel of divine healing power. And what I love about these decks is I have not pulled medicine woman like at all last year. And now here she is. I feel like, again, this new beginning, these new cards are arriving, and the unicorn magic is imagination. Envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. And I really think this is where that Gemini moon energy at the beginning of the week will really harness our imagination, because it's ruled by Mercury, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So then we go like out into the Mercury, into the intelligence, into the collective consciousness, and then we dive deep into our subconscious using our imagination. Now, imagination is my thing. I believe that if we activate our imaginational consciousness, our mind, this is all things that Einstein has been saying forever, and I think we're only just now coming awake to what it really means. I mean having an active imagination throughout your everyday life. This is the magical way of living, where you're aware of your physical body, walking down the street, and something stimulates you and you begin to imagine the trees talking to you, or you see the unicorn and giants and trolls walking amongst you. If you ever really look at people, sometimes I think that they're these magical creatures, especially the ones with the warts on their face and they're deformed and they don't look like really, what you see out in the world. You're like, oh, they're here for some magic time. And what I'm really inviting you to do is imagine a world where both body and soul exist. This is the new world that we are creating. Why do you think so many magical books are coming out right now? Magic is what's going to save us and remind us of what our true intention here is on earth. So, my dears, if you want to connect more to your magic and learn about how this moon cycle will empower you, you can contact me at hello@nicolemarie.eu or check out my website at nicolemarie.eu. Until then, blessed, blessed, blessed be.